traveling long distances in London. Place I come from in 5 minutes, you'll be around the town 2 times. Okay. So you all know how to calculate the Dasāṁśa. Okay. Let's start with my first bad question. Why? Why do we start calculating from the 9th house for even signs and 1st house for odd signs? You all learned that? Why did you ask him the question? Well, he just told you, so you accepted it. Why? Why did you accept it? See, by the end of this conference, your thinking has to change. If your thinking is not going to change, I have failed. You must ask why. Don't take medicine unless you know what you're taking it. Okay? So why? Why do you say the 1st house in forward signs and 9th house for even signs? What? For Dharma? 9th house? Come again?
9th and 10th house has to do with Dharma.
Right. 9th house is Dharma. So why are we taking it? 10th house has to do with Karma. Why not 10th house? Maybe it would be a right thing to start for all signs from the 1st house and even signs from the 10th house. Why not that? See, you forgot to ask why. And so you don't know why. And tomorrow when you teach to some other student, you will not be able to tell why. And the knowledge will be lost. Okay.
If you mathematically to go to the Dasāṁśa, then there were 120 Dasāṁśas in the zodiac.
Okay.
That's why, for example, the planet in 5th house, to calculate like that, also gives the same answer.
It won't give the 9th, right? The 1st Dasāṁśa of Aries is Aries. The 10th Dasāṁśa is Capricorn. So the 1st Dasāṁśa of Taurus should be Aquarius. Should be Aquarius. But it is not. The 1st is Capricorn. You see that? First thing, the Dasāṁśa is not a continuous division. It is not continuous. There is discontinuity in it. It is not like the Navamsha. The Navamsha is a continuous division. Okay? Now, the planet, the Dasāṁśa, which is the Karaka for the 10th house? No. No. You can keep guessing. Are you sure it's Mercury? No. Mars. Are you sure it's Mars? Why? Mars rules labor. Mars rules your job. Where do you learn that? Which lecture? Which teacher taught you that? Okay. That's better.
The Karaka for the trains of the side is both Sun, Jupiter, Mercury and Saturn. The 4 Karakas for the same.
Sun, Jupiter, Mercury, Saturn. You read one of my lectures. Okay, but you didn't read it fully. Okay. Fine. That's a good one, but okay. Why Sun? You say Sun. Why Sun? What does the Sun do? Why is it a significator? You must ask why. Don't accept it straight away. Sun is a significator because all work is divided and distributed by the sun. That was the job of the king in olden days. That is the job of the administrator. The administrator decides who will do what. Okay? The administrative head. The job of administration is to distribute the work. So, DC is going to look after the computer and the monitor. Sarmani is going to, let's say, handle mantras. Jan is going to organize and collect funds. There are different tasks. The administrator gave the task to them. They broke the task of the entire conference into different parts and gave to each one. That is the job of the sun. His job is to address the energy, the ability, and give the task. So the sun is a very important planet. He gives the job. But on what basis is he going to give the job? Can he just give a job like that? I will it be nice if suddenly the sun decides that no, somebody should be, I think this guy is better than that guy, and he just picks him up. On what basis is he going to pick up somebody? There must be a basis. On the basis of ability. So, before the sun, something is very important. You got to learn to do some work. And who is the learner? Who is the one who gives us this learning ability? Mercury. So Mercury is the first and primary significator of the 10th house. There is something called a primary significator. Every house has got one primary significator. Okay. So Mercury is the first primary significator. His job is to learn. Now it is possible that he would learn 10 things, but still the sun will decide, of these 10 things, this particular one is the best one. So who is the most important significator? The sun. So, number one, the primary significator of Mercury. Parashara is clear on that. Parashara says that for the 10th house, the first or the primary significator is Mercury. Unless you learn something, unless you learn to do something, how can you do it? Everything has to be learned so that you can do it. So Mercury is the primary significator and the sun becomes the first secondary significator. Okay? Now, the sun is the significator naturally of this house. What is the sun's natural signification? First house, fifth. I mean, what's happening? Today everything seems to be ninth house of Dharma. She says she was right. She was right when she said Dharma. You said Dharma, right? She was right when she says Dharma, of course. And he's also the significator of the first house, the health and the birth. The sun signifies two vital houses, the first house and the ninth house. He is right on that. And that is the reason why, for all signs, the reckoning of the Dasāṁśa is from the first house, and for even signs, the reckoning of the Dasāṁśa is from the ninth house. That is the reason why. Because it is the secondary significator, but the most important significator. We are less concerned with what the person is capable of doing. We are more concerned with what he is going to do. What work the sun god is going to assign to him. That is why we are drawing the Dasāṁśa in this manner. The 10th house is also called Swarga or heaven. Why? Because where is the 10th house? 10th house is always there, mid-heaven, right? The mid-heaven is the 10th house. The same thing in Sanskrit is Swarga. So, Dasāṁśa is also called Swarga Amsha. Swarga Amsha, or the path to heaven. Based upon your karmas and what you do, you will either go to heaven or to hell, the various heavens or the various hells after you die. And that which shall decide where you will go will be the Dasāṁśa. Like the path you are taking. Those are the opportunities you have. What path you take is your decision, not the decision of God. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna had to beg Arjuna, Arjuna, this is your duty, you have to fight, you can't run away from the battlefield. If we accept Krishna as a god or a teacher, he was telling Arjuna, do your duty. He could not fight for Arjuna. Arjuna had to make a decision as to whether he will fight or he will not fight. Same way, you all have to take decisions on what karma you are going to do. God is not responsible for this. It is your decision. And Dasāṁśa, we see that also. We see whether you are going to decide on this way or the other way. What is the likelihood? What is the dasha that is running? The dashas can tilt your thinking in one direction. So the decision making, which we do every day on a day-to-day basis on small things and big things, is from the Dasāṁśa. It's a very vital division. Okay. Now, let us understand the various houses in the Dasāṁśa. The first house in any divisional chart is signifying the self. It shows you. And the Lagna Lord shows you as an individual in your working environment, your karmic environment. Now, fifth is the house of subordinates, because fifth is the house of children. In the karmic environment, there are no children. There are only subordinates and superiors. There are youngers and elders. So fifth is the house of youngers, subordinates, and those like Sishyas, who are junior to you. Juniors. In a legal firm, there will be juniors, right? And the ninth house will be seniors, elders, senior officers. Your boss is in the ninth house. All about your boss can be known from the ninth house. Everything about your boss. His personal life, what's going on in his life, what you'll see what you can, the kind of things you can do. It's quite shocking the kind of details you can tell about your boss. Interesting, right? You're smiling on it? You'll be very interested in this. Everybody is smiling. Zoran, where's Zoran? He's coming. You remember, the girl chat we were seeing the first day we were here. And she didn't believe much in Jyotish. So we just said, okay, let's just have a chance. And we decided to see her work. We went into her boss and her boss's private life and whatever.
I have one question.
Yeah.
What if you work for several different companies? How are you going to see the boss?
We'll go to that. What happens if you're working independently? You don't have a boss. Do you have a boss or not? Do you have subordinates or not? What happens if you don't have a subordinate? Right?
Or what if you work for several different companies then?
You're working for several different clients. Then what happens? Now, which is the house of service? Sixth house. So sixth is the house of service, which is the house of business or independent working. Seventh is the house of business or independent working. It shows you working as an independent professional. Where the seventh house is called a door. And many people come through that door. So in businesses you are working very independently. Many people are coming through that door. Now compare the sixth house and the seventh house. Compare the sixth house and the seventh house. Ninth is the house of the boss. Okay? From the sixth house, you have the ninth house as a quadrant. From the sixth house of service, the ninth house is a quadrant. So if you are in service, you must have a boss. You see my point? Six is the house of service. If you are in service, you must have a boss. There's somebody whom you are serving.
So, but what I was actually asking is, if you're somebody who's worked for several different companies over a period of time, you've been in a job for 3 years, and then you move to another job for 2 years, and another job for 5 years, how do you see the boss in a situation like that?
Right. Let's say somebody got married once and then got married twice and then got married thrice. Do you see all the marriages from the seventh house?
Just perhaps common traits?
No. Don't miss tomorrow's lecture. I am going specifically into each marriage. Tomorrow you should be able to describe each relationship. Whether you got along with the father, you got details of the person, how he looks, what he wears, what he tastes of. Each relationship. We'll go into that very specifically and very systematically. No stories. I don't like stories. If you are not able to do that by the end of tomorrow's lecture, I know that I have failed. Okay? So today we are going into different kinds of jobs And what happens when a person changes from one job to another? How the job starts, how the person shifts from a job to business. Is he going to business or is he going to service? Those things. And when he shifts from one job to another, what's happening? Okay? Good. So 6 is the house of service, 7 is the house of business. Now from the house of business, 7th house, where is the 9th house of boss? Third house. This is the 3rd house. Do you think it's strong or weak? What is the 3rd house? Is the 8th from the 8th? Third house is considered that house which is always destroyed, the house of death. When you die, you see the 3rd from the outer. Right? So there are no bosses. When you are working independently, when the 7th house is getting activated, there can be no boss. You are your own boss. That is the basic difference between service and business. So when you are in service, you must have a boss. That is the 9th house. When you are in business, you cannot have a boss. That is the basic difference. If you say you are an independent professional, then also you cannot have a boss because you are independent. Otherwise you would not be independent. Okay, now the attitude. Look at the Lagna Lord. The Lagna Lord shows you as a person with certain attitudes. Wherever the Lagna Lord goes, your attitude should be based upon that. Imagine a person whose Lagna Lord is in the 9th house. What does his intelligence tell him? Lagna Lord is intelligence. The intelligence tells him, you are your own boss. Lagna Lord is a person, he is sitting in the house of the boss, he is sitting in his boss's chair. So there can be no boss. Such people cannot accept anybody else as their boss. They are starkly independent people. They cannot have somebody as a boss. To such people, you will always advise, don't take up a job. If you take up a job, for heaven's sake, don't boss over your boss. Don't do that. You know, they are the guys who tell the boss, see, listen, you made this mistake. You did this. You don't know how to do this. You should be doing this. They are bossing over the boss. Right? Lagna Lord in the 9th house. Lagna Lord in the 5th house, the house of subordinates, exactly the reverse. They will go and tell the subordinates, okay, please do this work right now. Subordinate says, no way, I have to go for a wedding. You are not like that. You can help me out. Please try to understand. My sister is getting married. And they'll say, okay, yeah, come on. I'll do it for you. Go. That's me. I have Lagna Lord in the 5th, Jupiter exalted. All my subordinates throughout my life have always taken advantage of this. 5th house. The 5th is the house of subordinates, right? Think rationally. They have always done that. Everybody. And they will say, you only predicted that she will get married. Now she is getting married. I have to take leave. How can you not give me leave? This used to happen to me throughout 10 years in government service, and this is what has happened to me. I was always given a private secretary. All the private secretaries always wanted to be posted near me because they knew the best time of their lives. So which will be true. Okay? So you can see Lagna Lord in the 5th house is always doing the subordinates work. He always he assigns a work to a student. Let's say he has a Shishya or a junior. He assigns a work, waits for some time. Invariably the junior will not do it, or he is too impatient and he ends up doing the work. Because Lagna Lord is in the 5th house. That is what is happening. That's a problem. It is not a good thing. Because that's what's happening is the junior is not able to learn. It's not a good thing. Lagna Lord should ideally be in Lagna. You do your job. Why should you be doing your junior's job or your senior's job? Okay? Right. Now, the 10th house is what you do and how you do the work. And how successful you are going to be. Even a single planet in the 10th house in the Dasāṁśa guarantees success. It's a very successful period of your life.
What you do and what?
What you do and how you do. 10th house. The 10th house is called the Artha Bhava, or that which controls your wealth, which guides you to wealth. Trines to this 10th house. What are the trines? 2nd house and the 6th house are what we call the balancing factor. 6 is the house of labor that you put into a work, and 2nd is the wealth that you steal, which causes you to labor. Yeah? Why do you work? Why does anybody work? Because he sees some money in front of him. That's the carrot that he's looking at, because of which he's working. Otherwise, why you work? If tomorrow you were asked to join up a service in which you would be paid £1 per month, will you join? Honestly ask us, will you join? You will not. Nobody will. Why should we do it? Because the 2nd house is not strong, is not lucrative enough for you to do that work. The trines, the 6th house and the 2nd house are trines to the 10th house, to the work. The labor that you put in for the work is the 9th house. And the 2nd house is what you are expecting. The 5th from the 10th is what you expect. The 5th house is always your expectation. So what you expect from the work is money. Rewards. So 2nd house is the house of rewards, money. Okay? Planets in the 10th, 2nd and 6th house are the ones which will decide what work you are going to do. Because you consider these work to be more rewarding. That is why you take up such work. You consider that this particular activity is going to be very rewarding for me. That is why I am going to do it. Why does somebody become a bureaucrat? Why does somebody become a lawyer? Because they think that that activity is going to be more rewarding for them. Am I being understood clearly? Okay. What is the 5th house? What is the importance of the 5th house? See, I know that you know all the houses, I am just going through them in a different way. I am just opening up a different way of thinking. Now, 8th house is the house of transformation. Right? Everybody knows that the 8th house is the house of transformation. 10th is the work that you are doing. So if the work has to transform, which house is going to transform the work? 5th house. Because it is 8 from the 10th. Why is the 5th house seen for new authority, new job? Whenever we are looking at a new job, somebody getting a new job, we are looking at the 5th house. Why are we looking at the 5th house? Because it is 8 from the 10th. It has the power to transform your work. You are doing something, you wish to do something else. You are working in company A, you want to go to company B. Which house is doing it? The 5th house. Right? Okay. Keep this point in mind. The 8th house is for transformation. This is very important, because this is very important for answering the question that she asked. She wanted to know that you're working in company 1, then you go to company 2, then you go to company 3. How do we see this? So we have to learn to see transformations. And the transformation is only for the 8th house. So this is called the 8th house jump. We'll be jumping every 8th house to see the transformation that is occurring in the world. Until one fine day, we arrive at the 8th house from the ascendant. And then there is only one transformation, final transformation left. Nowhere. Retirement. Am I understood now? 8th house is the house where you finally retire. That's the ultimate transformation. You don't wish to do any other work. And that is why. Why is it that you don't wish to do any other work? Because the 8th house is the Maraka, or the 7th from the 2nd house. And 2nd is the house of rewards that motivated you. So no more rewards, no more gains, nothing is going to tempt you. They are not going to dangle any more carrots in front of your eyes and make you run. You are not going to do that. That's the 8th house. Enough. That's why 8th is the house of retirement.
What happens to traditions where women stay at home, housewives, there's no
That karma should be passed.
Everybody has got no job. I mean, what I mean is the whole population, even got no job.
The question is, what do you define as work? What happens if a lady works from home?
But that is only mundane housework, isn't it?
You think so? I know a lady in America who works for Citibank.
No, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I'm talking about the average housewife.
So what is wrong for working at home?
No, but then what will happen to her? Dasāṁśa?
Why nothing is wrong? Nothing is wrong. Her definition of reward is not money. Her definition of reward is not money. Her definition of reward is not a high honor or a gold medal. Can you imagine a soldier? Why would a soldier go pick up a gun and risk his life in the cold hills of the Himalayas? Why would you do that? It doesn't motivate me. I won't do that. For what? For a medal on his shirt? Why would you do that? That money is the last thing that would motivate him to make it. So what is it that motivates? Why are you doing this? Let's say you are asked, why are you doing this? What is it that is motivating you to do this? There must be something that either motivates you or binds you, carrot and stick, to do it. So that is what we have to see. So for you it will be the moon, more emotions. Home, fourth house. Your home, your emotions are those that will motivate you to serve or work at home. Simple as that. Otherwise, why will you work at home? You will not work at home. You say, no, I will go to work at home.
What about so many women, for example, who are in India? They are all housewives. How would all of them are having the same kind of...
You observe in their charts, the 10th lord from the moon will be in terrible state. Simple. Look at the Rashi chart. The 10th lord from the moon. Zoran is doing this in the next afternoon. How to see it? That's a part of career counseling. The 10th lord from the moon will be in a terrible state. If the 10th lord from the moon is exalted, then they easily get jobs. They have super careers. If 10th lord from the moon is debilitated, jobs are hard to find. They are not getting career directions. If the 10th lord from the moon is in Maranakaraka Sthana, he will go to work and every day he will say, oh my God, it is better I should have died than come to this work. My case. My moon is in Aquarius. The 10th lord from that is Mars. Mars is in the 7th house. It is Maranakaraka. You know Maranakaraka, right? Where you feel that you are dying. Maranakaraka, Sun is in 12th house. Sun in 12th, Moon in 8th, Mars in 7th, Mercury in 4th. You know all this. These are places where the planet is destroyed. That means you feel that you are dying. Are you aware of this? You're not aware, you are asking. No. Don't hesitate to ask me a question. Make a note. Make a note of this. Sun in the 12th house. These are very basics, but if you don't know it, ask me. Sun in 12th house. Moon in the 8th house. It is very well known as Chandrashtama. You would have heard this term. Moon in the 8th house. Mars in the 7th house. The bachelor entering the marriage quarters. Okay. Mercury in the 4th house. The little child being forced to sit on the table and study. Pardon? 4th house. Some text says 7th house. I am giving you what I use and what works. 4th house. Look at him smile. Okay. Okay. Jupiter in 3rd house. 3rd is the house of sex. The priest suddenly decides to go to the red light street. What happens? 3rd house. Saturn is the 1st house. The god of disease is asked to take care of health. The god of death is asked to ensure that he has a long life. You say, what the hell? I am mentally retired. Right? Venus is the 6th house. Venus, the god of love, is asked to become a bachelor. So what's wrong with you? How can Venus stay out of relationships? Venus can't stay out of relationships. It's like that. Venus will feel that I'm dying. Oh my God. No relationships for me. So Mars the bachelor in the house of marriage, Venus the god of relationships in the house of bachelorhood, 6th house. You know 6th is the house of bachelorhood, celibacy. The enemies always want you to be celibate. Don't be celibate. Okay?
What about Rahu and Ketu?
Yes, Rahu, the great god of diabolical and bad things, is asked to visit the temple every day. Go to the church, say the Lord's Prayer, Rahu will say, oh my God. 9 house. Ketu doesn't have any house in Maranakarasthana because he's already dead. Ketu is death himself. He's finished. His body is destroyed. So what is Maranakarasthana? He has no attachment. He's Mokshakara. The one who has no attachment, has no desire to do anything, what will he feel like that? There is one version which says second house, to that I agree with some extent. Like the god of renunciation is asked to collect money. From that point of view, Mokshakaraka is asked to collect money. Right? So he will say no. Yeah, it is. I agree with that, but the vicar is not so clear on that. But I use it like he did.
Why is
Sun in the 12th house. Nice question. Sun is the Karaka for which house? First house and ninth. And he is a great giver. His job is to give. Now you tell the sun god, listen, you don't have something, you take it from me. What will the sun feel? He's an Aditya. Everything that you get in this world comes from the 12 signs. Everything. The chair, the table, the oil, everything that you see has come from the 12 signs. And the sun is the giver. He's very proud of the sun. Anybody who wants anything, whether it is money or job, has to go to the sun. He's very proud of it. That's his ego. And suddenly you tell the sun god, see, listen, you don't have this, you might as well take it from me. How will he feel? He's the king. How can the king not have something? How can the king take from anybody? He gives. That his ego is destroyed. So 12 is a house from where you give up your ego. The sun is the big, big ego. So the sun in the 12 means destruction of ego. That is why when in charts you have the sun in the 12th house, these are people who give up their ego completely. They become very simple. And Mahatma Gandhi, he was a barrister. In 1800, he came out here to London, he became a bar at law. He would wear a 3-piece or a 5-piece suit and walk around.
So will people take sannyas at that kind of
People will take sannyas when the sun is in the 12th. And how do you find out when the sun is in the 12th? Narayana. Learn Narayana. I have a book on Narayana Dasha, take that and read it. Okay, so
Sanjay, can I just say, there are many politicians like Tony Blair has done in the 12th house.
yes. So when a politician, when any of these planets are in the Maranakaraka Sthana, the planets don't die, their houses get destroyed. So in the case of Tony Blair, sun is the lord of which house? Organized Taurus. So the sun is the lord of the 4th house. Such people could lose property.
Okay, yes, you did.
He lost property?
A huge mistake.
Yeah.
You stole your property in Islington when you became Prime Minister, and now you cannot afford to buy anything back because property market is a massive.
Yes, so he has lost property.
It's the biggest thing in his life.
So sun is politics. When he came into politics, when he became the Prime Minister, so when he got the sun, you lost his property. See that? Simple. It always goes. It's the child who has to be made to study. How many kids love to study? I was the only kid who loved to study. Exception. Fine. Yes, you are right. At a higher level, rather than this basic thing. What you say is at a higher level. That's right. What?
Did you always say house of high rules gets destroyed, not like
Always the house that it rules is destroyed, not where it is placed. Okay? During the Narayana Dasha of the sign owned by the planet, terrible suffering will take place. Learn Narayana Dasha. Let's say the sun is in Maranakaraka Sthana, so then the Dasha of Leo will be horrible. Horrible. It is very accurate system. Okay? Yeah.
I also heard that the Marker does not have the power to kill. Is it that it only kills the vowel?
Let's assume that it has the power to kill. What happens if it kills? Then the Marana Karaka, Marana means death-like, dying. Dying is over, you have died. See your point? So when it has killing powers, it will kill things around. It will destroy things around you. It will destroy the things that are ruled by it. But it will not kill you. Because if it kills you, then the dying-like experience is over. Once you die, it's over. So then the Marana Karaka is over. It has to kill. So situation will come when you will collapse. It has one objective, to bring you down, what it rules, to such a level that it collapses. See what happened in the case of Toril. I didn't know this. I said, this is definite. When the sun comes, or when the effects of the sun come, he has to lose property. He has to lose it. Now see, he has sold the property. Today he can't buy it. Unless, of course, he was in India. He could join politics in India.
You know about my career also.
Free MP? No. Free MP house is always rented out.
I was thinking about the career aspect of my chart also. 10th from moon, my moon is in Leo.
Yes.
The 10th from moon is Venus. Venus is in my 3rd house in Cancer. So that is
That's it. The 10th lord from the moon has to be like that.
Yeah.
If the 10th lord, if Venus was exalted, you won't be here right now. You'll be probably catching a flight somewhere. To some board meeting in some place or whatever.
If the 10th lord is in the 12th house, like sun is in the 12th house, what does that mean?
So he destroys the 12th house. It's not good for spirituality. But it is also good for spirituality after the ego is destroyed. That means what is coming on the way, in that case, is the ego of the person. That's all. Let the ego go, spiritual path will open up.
Does that mean that to lessen these evil indications of Marker, if the planet is weak, say in debilitation, it will be auspicious for the person. Or less than auspicious.
It's like this, a person has just lost his job, just lost his house, just lost his car, just lost his savings, and on top of that he falls sick. What? Is it good? No. Whatever you say about the planets, try to bring the analogy to real life. He also falls sick. What's going to happen to the guy? He's finished. He might as well die. Mercy killing would be good for such a person. Yeah. He doesn't have money to pay his insurance. No hospital is going to take him because of his thing. And I believe that British free hospital, the part which is the free part, is rather bad. I've been reading a few reports on that. And I don't want, you won't want mice running on your future right or something like that. So what do you want?
The state of this planet should prefer to be the highest state. It exalts him.
Of course. It's not that planet's always good.
So you may lose everything, but you'll still be, say...
You still be healthy. You still have the courage and strength to face it. You still survive the bad phase and come out of it. Okay? The worst situation would be, let's say, Scorpio Lagna and the sun in the 12th house. Imagine. That means not only is the destruction gradual, but the end is final. Leading to death. If it is debilitated, then if the Maranakaraka position planet is also in debility, then the destruction will lead to death. If the Maranakaraka planet is in exaltation, then the destruction will cause a rejuvenation in the end and he will come back. So debility is not good.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question.
If you have Jupiter in the third and Sun in the 12th and opposed to the date, that's not good.
If you have
Jupiter in the third and Sun in the 12th and opposed to the date.
no, it's not good.
Unless
You have that? You have that? Are you sure your ascendant is right? Yeah. You have work-related problems?
What?
You have work-related problems?
Um,
Okay, no. Maybe when we do the Naran method speed, we can catch exactly when you have that. Okay, we'll go through that.
What is the actual effect of normally is not normally children also what
Rahu in the 9th house. These are people who think that temples should be converted into gambling lands. Who truly believe it's a waste of money to have temples around this place. They should all be converted into business houses or gambling. Pardon? Schizophrenia can come, provided the moon is involved. Right? And if Rahu becomes the Atma Karaka, then it's different, because then it's the person is very spiritual, because Rahu is Atma Karaka. So these are people who will see the destruction of temples and shrines in front of their eyes and fight to save it. Means you are seeing something bad happening in front of you. You are destined to see it. But because it is the Atma Karaka, your soul is born, has come to see such a thing and save it from destruction. Yeah.
So around the 9th, basically, the person is an atheist.
Pardon?
The person is an atheist, around the 9th.
Yeah, basically he's an atheist. My dad has it. He thinks that India, the real cause of trouble in India is the number of temples around. People are always going to temples, nobody look at your That's the real thing. Yeah.
You mentioned the signs owned by the Manakara planets, looking at the Nara Dasha for suffering. What about other dashas like Rimshad?
No, Rimshad is Dasha of the mind. I mean, you may be very happy. I mean, it's a very strange situation. Let's look at it like this. The day I resigned from government, I was so happy you can't believe it. Everybody around me was crying, but I was so happy. I was delighted. You see the point? So the Marana Karaka is gone. I don't have to get up in the morning, get ready, go back to the office, put this file, people calling up, sir, what happened to my file for my promotion? What happened to my this thing? Sir, are you coming to Bombay? Please be my guest. I know that the moment I resigned, he thought will never invite me for it.
Sorry, did you resign at the end of that Dasha?
Yes. Actually, that is under calculation. I did resign towards the last 1/3. The Dasha is divided into 3 parts.
These Maratha positions.
Yes.
Maratha seeing 10,000 as well in the Rashi chart, or?
So these are positions of planets, just like you say exaltation and all that in the Rashi, also in the Dasāṁśa, you must see all these positions. Okay? Now, which is the significator for business? Mercury, right? Which is the significator for service? Saturn. Saturn is the servant. So these are the 2 planets. So Saturn, 6th house, Mercury, 7th house. Keep that in mind. Okay, now, with these basic things and having understood the houses, we'll now go into, have a left, Kendradipati dosha and all they can read it. Strengths of houses. Which is the strongest house? What is the natural strength? Which is the strongest house of the 12 houses? The 10th house. Right? The quadrants are considered to be very strong, of which the 10th house is the strongest, followed by the 7th house, the 4th house, and the 1st house, in that order. These are supposed to be the 4 feet of dharma. Okay? 10th house is always the strongest house. Any planet in the 10th house is very strong. Then that is followed by a planet in the 7th house. Then a planet in the 4th house. And then a planet in Lagna. In that order the planets will be having power to influence your life. This is a natural order. 10, 7, 4, 1. Followed by 5 and 9. Your children and your parents, father. Who has more importance in your life? Your children or your parents? Always children. People live with their children. People like to run away from their parents. It's a part of life. If ever in life there is a decision to be made to have the 5th or the 9th, you will choose 5. You will choose children. That's ours. It's natural. Okay. Then, after these houses, are the 2, 12. Okay? 2 and 12 houses. 2 and 12 houses are supposed to be neutral houses. And depending upon the planetary conjunctions, they become beneficial or they become bad. And finally, we have the houses 3, 6, 8 and 11, which are considered quite inauspicious or weak houses. A planet in the 6th house is very weak. That is why you have to serve somebody, because you are weak. You are not the boss, you are serving. Right? Okay, let's go further down. You have done this, right? Then for moon is. Are you aware of Nicha Bhanga and Rati Bhanga yogas? Good. Now there's a very peculiar dictum that Gemini Maharshi has. You heard of Gemini, right? He was a student, pupil of Vedavyas. He says, Kashmin Ucche Niche Va Srimantaha. Kashmin is the Lord, Ucche exalted, Niche depreciated. Va, either of these positions. Srimantaha, the person will get wealth. So in matters of wealth, or those charts, or divisional charts, which deal with wealth, a planet in exaltation or in debility is considered good. They will give money. They will be more money focused. Shrimantaha, money focused. Okay?
That explains clearly the next chart, right? She has Jupiter and Capricorn in the 2nd house. And she's one of the richest ladies in the world.
Right? You see that? Gemini is always right. See? And Queen Victoria also had Jupiter in Capricorn, right? Yes. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Now we come to the yoga karaka and things like that, you know. Do I have to go through it?
Now I ask the question. These debilitated planets or exalted planets, how much may be placed in the Dasāṁśa for them to actually promise wealth, or can be placed anywhere?
What does that exactly mean?
Well, will an exalted planet in the 8th house give wealth in the Dasāṁśa? I mean, a large amount of wealth, say at the time of retirement?
Why do you have to retire to get that money?
That's my question.
Maybe you can just take that money and retire. When Russia was breaking up, when the USSR was breaking up, aircraft was available to purchase. Anybody could purchase a fighter aircraft if you have a little bit of money. And you know, the pilots would just take the aircraft and fly away. They would go for the sortie and fly away with the aircraft. So they would be missing in action. You go around, sell the aircraft in some IT or something like that, and walk away with the money. That's exalted planet in the 8th house. Of course, they have to retire. So it depends upon what planet is involved, how it is involved, what is happening. We just can't draw a conclusion, a general rule. What happens if a planet is exalted in the 8th house? We can't. General rules don't work in this. Look at the sign, look at the planet, look at the ownership, everything. Before we take any decision as to what is happening. We can't have blank rules for this. Okay?
But with surety it will come as well.
Pardon?
But it will come as well.
Exalted? Or debilitated? Yes.
No matter the house placement.
No matter?
The house placement.
Why no matter the house placement?
That's my question.
Why if it is placed in the 10th house?
Then through work it will come.
So then why do you say no matter the 10th?
No matter.
So I know I'm not listening to prove that well.
That's the point. Look at it like this. When a planet is exalted, it is happy to give you wealth. When a planet is debilitated, it is giving you wealth because it doesn't want to be destroyed. There are two situations. If the United States is giving money to some country, it is not doing so from a position of weakness. It's a very strong nation. Its military is the strongest. So whenever they give money, somebody in strength, in exaltation is giving money, he is doing so out of his mercy, out of his goodwill. But let's say Iraq were to give some money or something, approval or something like that. Why would Iraq do that? They don't have money for food. They are doing so to avoid further destruction. Oh my God, please take the money and go. Take everything and go. They have been defeated. But in both cases, there's money.
Yeah, but in debilitation you would get a smaller...
No. Sometimes the debilitation is much more. It's like this, when the Indian soldiers were running into Karachi. You know about that, right? When the Battle of 1971 war. So the 3 battalions of the Indian Army, they had a bet that all the victory would be taken by that battalion, which is reaching Karachi first. So these guys threw the rifles on their shoulders and started running across the border. So as they crossed the villages, the women were so scared. Indian soldiers are running. Now they didn't know that they were running because of the whiskey. Okay. Now they thought they were charging towards us. So they took out gold and they started throwing the gold. The gold was heaped. Every village had gold heaps. You see that? So there's more money. If you just, if all that gold was just collected, it's a separate issue that they didn't collect. But if that gold was collected, it would be much more than what Pakistan would have ever given to India at its exaltation point. Right? So it's a question, it's a very relative question. We can't say which is higher or which is lower.
What happened with those? What is
Pardon?
old traditional
No, only the business chart concerned with wealth. Only. You can't, like for example in a D20 chart, I can't use this tool.
Does it have to be in particular houses? Like if we are seeing that in the 10th house, then
That was his question also.
Oh.
Same question. See, the point is, the house will show how it comes. If it is 8th house, it's a sudden or a loan. So if you take a loan for a business, then the money just comes to you. If it is exalted, then the person gives it happily. If it is debilitated, it just comes to you because the guy can't do anything about it.
And what about, but this one applying Rashi?
How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Very fantastic. You know what?
But it's,
Yeah.
we don't see this in the Rashi.
Yeah.
We see this in the Rashi as well, no?
We see this in the Rashi as well. Sashmi, Uchi, Ucheva, Shri
The reason
Achyuta.
I asked because I just checked up in this with chart, and in the Rashi she has 6 planets which are debilitated and exalted, and in the D10 she has 3 planets debilitated.
You think Queen Elizabeth has money?
No.
She has lots of money?
No, she...
Germany was right. Germany is right. You see the point? You see, it is right. And I think Prince Charles also has a debilitated son. In the Arulagna, you think Prince Charles has money? He has money, at least much more than all of us over here. Right?
So I'm saying it applies to the Rashi as well.
Yes. But the Rashi, you got to be much more careful. In a Dasāṁśa, it's blank. It's a blanket rule working in the Dasāṁśa.
When you are looking at the planets in the D10,
Yeah.
say it's in the 5th house
Okay.
from Lagna, would you take the signification as 5th from Lagna, or would you look at the 5th from the 10th, which then becomes the 8th house?
Both things. Both things. It's also 5th from Lagna. It is also 8th from the 10th. It is also 12th from the 6th. If in case of the politician's chart, it's 12th from the 6th. It is the one that is going to cause the loss to the enemy. It's good. That is how it gives him more authority. The enemy loses power and he gains the power. That is why the 5th house is giving it. What's it? Who is it going to favor is important. If it is the 6th Lord in the 5th house, it can take away his power and give it to the enemy. See the point? It's a question of what is the lordship. Which way is the planet going? Let's do a few cases so that things become very clear. Okay, pull up one chart. Let's see. Which one? Let's go down further. Oh. And let's see the chart we have. Okay, that's it. So basic theory we are done with. And this is one of the students, one of my sishyas who is a Jyotish Guru and very popular in Serbia. Zoran, he's here. And he organized one of the largest conferences. Okay, so look at this chart. Tell me, what is the 7th house strong or is the 6th? First thing in the Dasāṁśa, is he going to be in service or is he going to work independently? Always compare the 6th house and the 7th house. Now, there are certain rules to compare as to which is stronger. The first rule is the democracy rule. What is democracy rule? Larger number of planets, larger number of votes. So more number of planets will make a sign stronger than another sign which has lesser number of planets.
Do you say aspects as well? Because lots of planets aspect in the
No. The planets in the house. They are expecting me, they wanted to go but they were watching TV. Planets in the house are those who went and voted.
Planets are seen, aspects are seen only in the Rashi chart.
No. Of course, you see, we use it right now in front of you, we use it. We did use it yesterday in the D10 chart when you were there. Right? Okay, now in the Dasāṁśa, what work? Is he going to work independently? He's got one planet in the 7th house and no planets in the 6th house. So, do you think he'll ever take up a job or he'll be working independently all the time? Zoran, have you ever taken up a job? Never.
Just short time. But again, it is like
Yeah. That time in the 7th house is 6th lord.
It's not.
It's not. Yeah. So that's Venus over there, the 7th house. So the jobs you took up, what kind of jobs did you take up? What kind of jobs were you doing?
I was doing within foreign companies, all kinds of translation. Here I was also teaching how to use computers.
Were you working with a salary, proper salary?
No, just like a fee. Contract.
On contract. So as a consultant, right? Right. What is Venus? Venus is an advisor, a Sura Guru, a consultant. So he was working independently, Venus in the 7th house, in consulting. So you were giving Venus related advice. That is private sector. You were advising the private sector. Okay?
Never really stayed.
Look at that Venus over there. Venus is the private sector, the management of the private sector. Sun is the management of the government sector. The Suras work for the government, the Asuras work for the private sector. Why? Because Asuras are demons? No. Suras are not motivated by money. Asuras are motivated by money. That is the only difference. They are not demons with teeth falling out. Be clear on that. Sura is those who follow the sun, those who are working for the government, who are in some manner in the direction of government, in the direction of administration, administering society, looking after society. Even Jupiter is a teacher. What does the teacher do? He is ensuring that the society has more knowledge. The private sector is totally motivated by money. That is Asuras. That is why the Asuras, headed by the Asura Guru of Venus, Venus is the one who will advise the private sector. Do this, do that, you earn more money, maximize your profits. Right? You don't have to distill the water for the Coca-Cola. You can just take it from the dish and add it.
But I sometimes find this a bit difficult. If you take a sector in India, for example, Gujaratis, they are known to be all business. Are you saying that all of them will have that kind of chart where...
Yes, I'm saying.
Is it?
I'm saying.
And all Bengalis like to do government service. Babugiri korleo hobe,
But then, what I tell you,
government job.
that is what they talk. Don't go by what people talk. Open the charts and see what it says. People in India could be saying something and doing something. I know ministers who go out and they've given a strong speech on how corruption should be removed. He comes back to his room and is making deals. Don't go by what they say in India. Please, for heaven's sake. How do you help that man? Fine. Okay. Now you see, in this Dasāṁśa chart, we have Venus in the 7th house. So he was actually advising the private sector. And he's good in advising the private sector. He should do that. If such a chart would come, you would tell him go ahead and do that. But then look at his lagna. He has Mars over there.
I just have another job. No one
Okay. Now look at the 10th house, the house of success. What are you going to be successful in life? The sun is in the 10th house. Politics? Definitely politics. If Zoran gets into politics, I am prepared to bet that he is going to be a minister. The sun is in the 10th house. Now, sun in the 10th house is sitting in the sign of Jupiter, and Jupiter is aspecting it. Do you think he is a good advisor for politicians? Yes, he is. He has been using this Jyotish knowledge to advise the politicians of Serbia. He has, in fact, he had made, what was the TV thing in which he made the thing about the Serbian government collapsing?
basically, I gave prediction that the whole government system,
Yeah.
everything was stable.
Everything was stable, yeah. That was a good one. Very good one. Because of the lady, yeah.
Everything was given in this day.
It was a good one. And after that, yes, Jyotish became popular after that. We need a few things like that to make Jyotish more popular. And suddenly everybody realized there is something called Jyotish and it works.
You were talking about Lagna before you went to China?
Yes. Where is the Lagna Lord?
In the 8th house?
8th house of retirement. What would he really want to do? Any doubts? He would like to retire. Every day he wakes up with an attitude of retirement. For this conference, I have made a rule that everybody should be up before the sun rises. And Zoran made a master plan that how to get sleeping pills to add in my coffee.
But you see, in the 7th house, I have a private business also.
Yeah, he does business. He's got a business. Can you tell me something about his business? The 7th house is Venus. That was the consulting that he did. So first we take the planet in the house. After that? Lord of the house. And then the aspects of the house, right? So we take the Lord of the house, second. First is the planet in the house, second is the Lord of the house, and then is the planet aspecting the house. Then once the house is over, we go to the 8th from there. That's the transformation. Okay? So this house is not yet over. He did all the advising through Venus. And then we take the Lord of the house. What's the Lord of the house? Jupiter. So everything suddenly changed in his life. The path of Venus he left and took the path of Jupiter. So then do you think he would have learned Jyotish? Jupiter is in the 4th house, you think he was teaching? Yes, he started teaching Jyotish. Right. And Jupiter is aspecting the sun in the 10th house. He started advising politicians, advising industrialists, businessmen. All that he started doing. What else did he do? Mars is aspecting that Venus. You think he would have started a business?
No, for the Mars is over the 6th.
Yeah. No?
Start a business.
No. Lord of the 6th is service.
Yes.
But Mars aspecting Jupiter can give a business of things related to Mars. Your Mars is aspecting Jupiter, Quartz is aspecting Jupiter, Sun is aspecting Jupiter, Venus is aspecting Jupiter. So can we see the business from this chart? You think there will be business? Is Mars not the 11th Lord? You think he could do some business with his friends?
And Mercury is in the 8th, then it became the 8th house.
Okay? We'll talk about that. Do you think he would have done some business or not? How many of you feel he would have done some business, side business or something like that? Yes. Good. He actually started a side business with his friends. You see the 11th Lord Mars aspecting Jupiter? As far as he is concerned, he is not bothered about what items are involved. So we can't see from this chart. You can only stretch rules. Whether the friends are selling computers or they are selling software or they are selling machines, he is personally not bothered about it. He has convinced his partners, he has 3 partners, he is one of them, he has convinced his partners through Jyotish that he should be the sleeping partner. Lagna Lord in 8th house, and they should work. And he will advise them completely and properly. And they are very happy. They think that he has done a great service for them. I met them. I was shell-shocked. I like to imagine this could happen in the world. That the partners just allow you to sleep. And on top of that he says, oh, I don't have a computer where I can see the charts properly, so they've got the latest thing which goes wrong. The tablet PC. Yeah.
Venus is along the 12th.
Yes.
In the 7th.
So that's how the foreign companies, advising foreign
And
companies.
I was thinking 12th is out of sleep also.
Yeah, but 8th is the house of retirement. 8th is the house of Lagna Lord in the 8th house is Mercury. He is single-mindedly planning for retirement, early retirement. There is no doubt on that. Believe me, I know him inside out. There's no way. There's no way he's got any other plans in life. Okay, and you can clearly see that 11th Lord Mars is aspecting Jupiter, and that's his friends who are influencing the business. He has been given one task. His task, you see the 8th house Mercury is dealing with banks, bankers, and loan sellers. Not even dealing with them. His job is to go and meet them, see their horoscopes once. And then the partners will go and talk to them.
You know, basically, it was my firm. I had a firm on my own, and I invited the friends because they were in service.
You invited, yes. They were in service, 6th Lord Mars. Yes, the friends who were in service.
I was giving my firm, and we have to deal very fair because I'm legally responsible for it.
So there's the 6th Lord and the 11th Lord coming over there. And they are doing everything, they are running the business, you don't even know what's happening. Now don't have to explain to me.
Yes,
you know what's happening. I have seen you inside. I saw you. Nice guys. In fact, they were also helping out with the Jyotish a lot. They're very dedicated and nice guys. Very nice. Okay, so we have seen one chart. Let's see another one. This was actually meant to be a thing in which you work out your chart. Okay, look at this chart. This is my chart. Where is the Lagna Lord? 5th house, right? Any suggestions for me?
Don't have subordinates.
Don't have subordinates and keep doing their work?
Take care of Indians.
So you see, Lagna Lord is in 5th house. The person is always working for the subordinates. He can be exploited by the subordinates. That's that. Okay? Now,
If you see the 6th and the 7th house,
yes.
we think the 6th house is stronger than the 7th house, 7th is stronger.
What do you suggest? What do you think?
I think the 6th is stronger, the 2 planets.
Right, democracy rule. Always apply the democracy rule first. 6th house has more planets or 7th house has more planets? 6th house has 2 planets, 7th house has 1 planet. Now keep this in mind. When there are planets, those houses will rise sometime in life. So if 6th house has 2 planets and 7th house has 1 planet, the person will have service first and then try business. If there are equal number of planets, he could be in service, then go to business and come back to service, or go to, lots of fluctuations can take place between the two. If there are no planets in